Alright, so we'll take it for a drive. It's probably out for the night anyway, because like I said, I'm going to a local show tonight. You know, not to have it judged, but just to hang out with some friends. And I've owned the car. I should give a little bit of my history with it. I've owned the car for since last August, I think, or was it the year before? I can't remember now. I deal with a lot of cars, and I've done a ton of work to it. I'm moving down to the Carolinas most likely, so I'm unloading some of the inventory. I've sold a couple of the Mustangs, and the 57. It's one of those things. I had a couple sedans. I always wanted a hardtop, so I got a hardtop, and you know, from a driver quality point of view, this car is there, right? It's not a show car, and so to take it to the show car level means tearing it apart. And if I tear it apart, it's going to be apart for years, and then I'm going to have to potentially transit it to down to the Carolinas in pieces, and that's not a good prospect. So I thought, before I tear it apart, if anyone wants it, I figured I would put it for sale. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, then I probably won't tear it apart yet. I'll keep it as a driver in this condition until I'm ready to go down there, because this, you know, this shed's not big enough to do an overall, and it's actually rigged as a paint booth, and I've done some painting in there, but this is a big car, you know. It was more designed for a Fox body. You know, you can see that I've got the positive airflow vents for painting here, and I got this thing rigged for lighting, and I got a big net that goes over here and whatnot. And so it's good for painting, but this is a big car, so there's no way to do an overall for this car. I'd have to take the doors off, take the fenders off. I can paint the roof as one piece. All the chrome's got to come off. So, you know, by the time I'm done, I'm going to have not a lot of room. So, anyway, that's my story. That's why I'm considering selling it. I'll just buy another one a couple of years from now. Oh, here's the, I don't know if you can read the VIN there. You know, so you can see that it was yellow, like I mentioned. C57A 57960, I think it is. I don't know. It's hard to read. All right. I should be able to do this. So the problem, it isn't automatic, right? I've tried to do videos like this before with manuals. I had a Terminator a Mustang Terminator I sold last year, and a manual steering Bel-Air sedan with a 4-speed. That was a pretty cool car. I decided I wanted a hardtop. I sold it. I got a long driveway. Pretty quiet. I don't know. See the gauges here. Once it warms up, I'll show you gauges and where we sit with temp. It should park right at 180, which is right where we want it to. Mr. Radio. Well.
What does that mean? It's when everyone runs to
I know everyone wants to do
tackle the
that,
guys.
but
Aren't they trying to
speakers.
tackle them every time?
Isn't it where, like, okay, instead of guys...
Yeah, 15 seconds.
Damn.
Joe is now going to tell us what a play action pass is.
Quite a. All right. It's quiet, but the signal does work. And turn signal cancel works. Yay. Gas gauge works. The only gauge that's not currently working is the temp gauge, which is strange. I've got 2 senders on. I'm a big fan of making the factory gauges work. So I ran multiple senders, 2 water senders, one for the autometers and then one for the stockers, but the stock gauge isn't working. It's probably grounded out. But anyway, you get water temp. It's just that I hate seeing the needle sticking all the way to the right. It drives me nuts. Yeah, we're waiting. You go. Go ahead. Yeah, okay. She's signaling at me for something. What did I do? Warmed up now. She'll stay there all day, 180, so no overheating issues at all. I'm sure you can hear the shifting there. Car glides, doing well. I just realized, I think the stupid school bus drivers told me to put my phone down. She kept waving down at me. Makes sense. But I'm not texting, I'm filming. It's a difference. I just had the car inspected too, but not that matters, but Massachusetts is kind of like California now. So they did a full safety inspection on it. Yeah, my goal for this car was to, I wanted it to be pretty enough for a show, but it's really even just about driving the car. I put 8 hours this weekend into my 65, which is truly a bulletproof car. And this car seems to be bulletproof too, but I've never driven it for more than, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. It's been, I've only owned it for a year. It's been in the shop a lot, having various things done to it, and I've had it apart myself doing various things to it, so I just don't have a lot of seat time with it. One note about the interior is that besides just being generally in good shape, it also has new padding. So it's funny because the last two Bel-Airs I had, in the driver's side, you're basically falling out of the car because the cushions were super worn. And so it's really nice to be in a bench seat that you're not falling out of. Seats are really good. I don't know what to say about the car. It's solid, reliable. Excellent foundation for whatever you want to do with it. It is a real hardtop. Mechanically, it's in great condition. Now, you should have seen what it looked like when I pulled the gauge cluster out of it the first time. I counted at least a dozen vampire clips. And the running lights in the rear, only in the rear, were on anytime the car was on. And the, what else? The radio would work full time. So